Now, one of the things that we know, we're guaranteed to know, is that we don't want to ramble. We don't want to go oversharing. We don't want to give too much information. But then that says to us, well, how do we tell these stories? How do we do all of this without doing that? There's a lot to take on here, all right? We have consumers and business partners that are very busy. They don't have a lot of time. The information needs to be out there quickly and clearly so that they can make a purchasing decision about us on a cue. Like, yeah, I'm going to do it. Let me start asking you questions. How we do that, though, is we can look to journalism. All right. Journalism has a thing called the lead. It is the first paragraph in any story, and the idea is that it sets up the story. All right. Every article uses leads. All right. It is the focus of journalism. It is the idea of who, what, where, why, and how. Now, if you've been on the internet for more than 5 minutes and you started reading articles, you will start to see how stories on the internet, like if you read an article beyond the first paragraph, things start to get really becoming a hot mess, all right? And the reason for that is journalists will pre-write the story, so basic, the rest of the paragraphs, and then wait to revise the lead, the first paragraph, all right? So that will be perfectly written. It'll be concise. It will give you everything that you need to know. And then the rest of the article just kind of falls behind. Well, we're going to start using that lead, that first article that grabs the attention and tells the consumer what they need. We're going to steal from journalism and use it to benefit our sales and marketing. All right. Now, remember, the key components to any good lead are who, what, where, why, and how. Now let's kind of look back and look at these in some of the detail and how they relate to us as a business, all right? Whenever we tell a story to a consumer, we're going to tell them who. We're going to remind them, you are my ideal consumer, you are my core demographic, you're my audience, and you are right for me and my offerings. And I'm going to describe to you who you are so you recognize it, or somebody who's listening can say, you know what? I know somebody just like that. Tom would be your perfect client. All right. The next thing we're going to tell them is what we are selling, the product, the service, the offering that we are selling to them in very clear and concise terms. We're then going to tell them why. What is the benefit of you purchasing it? Why do you need this? What does it do for you? In other words, what's in it for them? We're going to tell them how. How do you get this? Do you go to a website? Do you call me up? Do I have it here? How do you get your hands on this thing that I'm selling you? Now, the one thing that we don't really need to know, or we don't really need to tell them in most cases, is where. All right? Where would be for something like if you're having an event or it's a special, you're someplace that you're normally not, then you might want to tell them where. But in general, our business lead, our storytelling business lead, our purposeful driven story lead is going to tell them who, what, why, how, and it's going to tease them. All right. So we're going to switch out where for a tease. We're going to give them a little sizzle, a little spice, get them a little excited about things. All right. So that's sort of what makes up the power of the lead. Let's get into how we can craft a lead. We'll get a little deeper in what we need to talk about with it.